Hey there, once again, it is time for the golden age of DC Comics. 365 days, where I take this beloved hardcover coffee table book given to me by one of my best friends about 2 decades ago, and it's been surfing my coffee table ever since. And it gives me lots of opportunities to have comic book conversations, the kind we used to have in the comic book shops back in the day. And the golden age at DC Comics runs between 1938 and 1955, the silver age from 1956 until 1970. I'm a bronze age baby. The bronze age runs between 1970 and 1985, and the copper age begins in 1985. This is an Abrhams 2004 publication, written and curated by Chip Kidd, Geoff Spear, and Les Daniels. There is a link in the description if you want your own copy from Amazon. You can get it used for about $8, or you can get it brand new for about $20 or $25. It'll make a great addition to your coffee table, and it makes an exceptionally good gift for a comic book geek. I know, because I got gifted with one. I use this book for its intended purpose. It's a 365 book, so we're going to open up to today's date. We're going to look at some comic book art. We're going to read the blurb, and then we're going to talk about comic books, because we talk about comic books every day, and we're going to do it for the rest of the year. One thing I like to point out in every episode of my show here is the importance of escapism. These comic books are a key to escaping our world's problems and worries, if just for a few moments. It's our art, it's our cinema, it's our music, and it's in our sports. And lately, activism, which is very important as well. But activism has given itself permission to invade our spaces and make everything about them. But what about us? I mean, I can respect activism, but I will fairly say that activists just do not respect us, do not respect the fans, do not respect the properties that they're trying to mold into their images to take it from being a simple adventure story into a platform for their ideals. And I'm not buying it. Yeah, I just can't buy that stuff. So what I will do is I'll focus on things like the golden age and old comic books, back when it was fun. I mean, seriously, it takes a complete asshole to be having your nose rubbed in their shit every opportunity that they get. It takes a complete bully to want to purposely take away someone else's fun. And that's on you, activists. Seriously. I would tell you to stay in your own lane, but you find that to be some kind of challenge to whatever authority you think you're trying to leverage on us. And that's as negative as I get in my show. I like to keep it positive, and I like to keep it strictly to this book. And let's open up the book to today's date. Is June the 22nd. And today's spotlight is on Starman. Dun dun dun. This is art by Jack Burnley from Adventure Comics number 84 from March of 1943. Now let's look at this art. Starman in action. Dun dun dun. Yes, from Opal City. Is it Opal City, right? I believe so. The world watched with bated breath as the new $6 million telescope was installed in its metal cradle at Palomine. 6 hours later, the world read with horror of the doom that spread from its great lens. Now let's read this blurb and get down to it. Jack Burnley was an accomplished artist with many years' experience by the time he arrived at DC, where editor Whitney Ellsworth asked him to come up with a new hero along the lines of Superman. Burnley approached the task by experimenting with the costume designs, but what he eventually came up with was pretty close to Superman's, with the addition of a helmet borrowed from comic strip spaceman Buck Rogers. Writers Alfred Bester and Gardner Fox contributed to the premise of Starman, which involved Ted Knight inventing a gravity rod that gave him the power of flight. Like so many of his ilk, Ted was a millionaire playboy Looking for excitement, Superman was one of the few with the stamina to be a comic book hero while also holding down a full-time job. Yeah. And so, yeah, this is Ted Knight, the original Starman. He would have passed down the gravity rod, which becomes the gravity staff, to his children, Jack and his older brother, who passed away as well. Let's look that up real quick. Dun. Haha. Jack had it. And yeah, David. David becomes Starman. And David gets killed very quickly. He's murdered by the Son of the Mist, one of his father's oldest arch foes. And then the Mist tries to murder Jack as well, who narrowly escapes by using one of his father's gravity rods. And Jack becomes a really interesting Starman, a reluctant hero with an attitude problem. And it was really, those James Robinson books, the Starman books, were really, really good. And so eventually the cosmic rod becomes the cosmic staff. And what happens? What is the cosmic staff? Well, it gives you rapid flight, telekinesis, energy manipulation, stellar energy absorption, and gravity manipulation. Eventually, the cosmic staff gets handed down to a young hero and her name is Courtney Whitmore, otherwise known as Stargirl. She was created by Geoff Johns in 1999. And one of the things was that Courtney shares a name and was based after Johns' sister Courtney, who died in a tragic plane crash, the explosion of TWA Flight 800 in 1996. And I know this because it was July 17th, 1996. My girlfriend at the time had just graduated from college, and she literally said, "Screw this, we need to celebrate. I just bought us tickets to Orlando. We're going to Disney World for a few days." So we went to Disney, had a great time, and we were flying back on July 17th, 1996. We were in the air, and we were flying over New York airspace when the cabin lights dimmed, and we could see out of the windows, we could see fireworks. And then when we landed, we found out about the accident, and those fireworks were surge flares, and they were actively looking for the wreckage of Flight 800, which had Geoff Johns' sister Courtney on it. And so Courtney lives on to today in Courtney Whitmore, the Stargirl, who Jack Knight gives the gravity rod to. So she actually has her own TV series right now, which is on the HBO Max show service, I believe. She's played by Breck Bassinger. And I hear that's a really, really good show as well. One interesting note, too, because you know how much I love Captain Marvel's Shazam, that Geoff Johns was writing the Justice Society of America. And so Courtney was a teenager, and so was Billy Batson, and they were dating. So, but everyone else on the team didn't know Billy's secret identity, because Billy protected his identity. It was no one's business. And he left the team because everyone thought there was something weird in their relationship. So here you have this obvious person that looks like an adult, being sweet on a teenage girl. But what they didn't know was Billy's alter ego, Captain Marvel's alter ego, Billy Batson, was definitely age appropriate to be having a relationship with Stargirl. But, so yeah, to the outsiders, Captain Marvel is by all appearances as an adult, and the relationship between Marvel and Stargirl draws criticism from Jakeem Thunder and Jay Garrick. After Garrick confronts them, Marvel leaves the JSA and Courtney instead of revealing his secret to the team. Marvel later returns to the JSA and explains that the wisdom of Solomon prevents him from revealing his secret identity. Yeah. And JSA by Geoff Johns was an amazing title. If you're ever looking for some good comics, some good escapism to sink your teeth into and get involved with a great team of older mentors and a younger generation of costumed adventurers and superheroes, JSA by Geoff Johns, hands down, is one of the best comics you probably never heard of. Go out and get it if that's your cup of tea. And you know what? We're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, U.S., and we'll figure out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. Turn on those notifications. I would love to earn your subscription. I'm a professional chef. I share with you my cooking hacks in the What's Cooking playlist. I'm a spiritual guy, an ordained minister, an amateur theologian. We get spiritual here. We talk a lot about gratitude. Also, we do daily comic book content, and I'm also sweet on bunnies. I walk to the subway station before the sun rises, and there, behold, I see bunnies grazing on the lawn, having their breakfast. And I enjoy these nature moments, and I share them with you. So tune in. Thank you so very much for showing up today. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you tomorrow in the funny pages, okay? Thanks. Cheers.